Okay, that works good for me. I wrote some
Welcome
notes
to
down and stuff like that. So,
welcome to Ask Gwen, everyone. Today with me I have Bonnie, and I'm gonna let Miss Bonnie take it away and share her story and share more about her knowledge with you guys. And so, welcome, Bonnie.
hi, Lynn. Hi, everybody. Thank you very much for inviting me to be on your podcast. I'm very excited to talk to you, tell you a little bit about my story, let you know how I can help everybody. So, my name is Bonnie. I live in the Central Florida area near Orlando, and I am a mindset and business coach and consultant. I have two different ways I like to run my business to help different types of people. One is I work with mindset. So I show people how to reframe their negatives into positives and also to how to appreciate what they do have while not dwelling on what they don't have. And the business coaching part of it is I like to help emerging entrepreneurs start the business of their dreams by combining their zone of genius and their passions. So I help business and I help mindset. So I can help a lot of people worldwide.
Yes. And so, Bonnie told me, you guys, when before she started her business, she landed up being homeless. And believe it or not, during that time, which I found fascinating when I picked it up the phone, you had the mindset of, even though I'm homeless, I'm blessed, so to speak, which a lot of people don't. A lot of people, um, when they get in that position of homelessness, they start, and I hate to be mean, but they start begging and they start um, holding those cardboard signs and doing all that stuff. And so I wanted to ask you that publicly. How did you overcome the I'm homeless aspect, but I might as we will be happy.
Well, I took a lot of mindset work and I had to really think about the positive parts of being homeless. Granted, it's not cool being homeless. I actually spent the summer of 2016 sleeping in a tent in the woods in Central Florida. And then Christmas Day 2016, New Year's Day 2017, I woke up sleeping on a bus stop bench, concrete bus stop bench. And Easter Sunday 2017, I woke up sleeping in mulch of a closed down coffee shop. My backpack was my pillow. Everything I owned fit in two gym bags in my backpack, and I had a bicycle. I didn't even have any shoes. All I had was flip flops. But one specific way that I reframed the negative into positive was okay, so it's negative that I'm out here sleeping outside at night, every night, all night long. But the positive to that was okay, I'm outside, I'm getting fresh air, I get to see the moon and the stars, and I'm learning about astronomy. So that was interesting because, a lot of nights you can see stars out beautifully out, and I got to watch the moon go from here to there and the sun come up and all that kind of
Yeah.
stuff. And then another negative was not having any shoes, only having flip flops. I said, okay, well, I'm getting a nice tan line on my feet.
Oh,
So I looked at it kind of that way. Yeah, so it was kind of funny. I had to look at it like a humorous way. Otherwise, it wouldn't have been working out too good.
yeah,
And
exactly.
luckily, the area that I was in, it was right down the street from Walt Disney World, so there were a lot of hotels. There was a campground. I'm very resourceful and resilient, and and I went to the campground in the mornings, take a shower, laundry once a week, things like that. And there was other places nearby that I could go hang out for the day. As long as I could get online with my Nook, I was okay. People that I went to, like if I was at the library or the grocery store, people that worked there knew that I was homeless, but I didn't appear to be homeless. And I didn't, ask anybody for any money or anything. I didn't take up a whole lot of
Yeah.
space with my stuff. I just kind of sat there. I got online. I didn't bother anybody. I mean, if you asked me what was going on, I would tell you, but I'm not just going to come out and say. I mean, if you offered me half of your sub or here's $5 or for buy a bottle of water, I
Yeah.
would take it, but I'm not going to ask for anything. So I looked at the situation as it was happening for me and not to me. There's going to be a lesson in it somewhere. And, right now, years later, I'm talking about it, and that's part of my story. One of my mantras is rock bottom to rock solid. I saw that one of the questions that you might ask would be if somebody to write a book about me, if I would write a book, what would the title be? Rock bottom to rock solid. Tales of going from being homeless to having a business with international clients. So, because I really couldn't get much lower than what I was, but you just have to, if you're at the very bottom, there's only one place to go, and that's up.
There's
And
only
everybody
one
has
place
it. There's
to go,
always
and
going to
that's,
be somebody.
yeah, that's up. So, okay, now that we delve right into the first question, which is very nice, rock bottom to rock solid, what is your favorite book?
There's a lot of different books I read. I like a lot of different types of murder mysteries and legal thrillers and things like that. And I do read a lot of different types of personal development books and a lot of magazines. I'm not really sure if I have like a totally favorite book because there's so many different types of books that I like, but I do like the books that kind of ask you questions and make you think. You know, like if you're sitting in a rocking chair and it's the end of your life, when you're thinking about what's going on in your life, are you happy with what you've done? If you're not happy with what's going on in your life, see what you can do to change it. Instead of
Yeah,
complaining, because when I would have been homeless, if I would have been complaining constantly or asking people for this and that and the other, people wouldn't have been cool with it. But people, they knew, but unless you come out and totally ask me, sometimes there are people that when they found out that I was homeless, you're like, oh my God, I cannot believe, you're sleeping in a tent. But when I was slept in a tent that whole summer, I didn't really consider myself homeless, to be honest, because I had a roof over my head and I had a bed to sleep on. Granted, it was an air mattress propped up on milk crate
yeah.
cartons and stuff like that, but I did have, a roof over my head, and I did have to deal with possums and, squirrels and snakes and stuff, and other people that were homeless in that area coming by and asking me if I had any drugs or cigarettes or anything like that. So if I had enough money to buy anything like that, I would be sleeping in a hotel for the night, not in
Yeah.
a tent. But I just like to read stuff that kind of helps your personal development and makes you think about stuff.
Now I um now I want to ask you this question, but I don't I don't know how to ask it without sounding weird. But I'll ask it this way: how in the world did you land up homeless?
It was like a crazy turn of events. It was a lot of different things. I had been living in a really nice hotel, and it had like a full kitchen and everything, and it was like a studio hotel, so I had everything that I needed by myself. And then I was working at a fast food restaurant, and I fell and I hurt my knee, and it was a workers' comp thing, and they sent me to the doctor and stuff, and ended up I got osteoarthritis in my knees, and bone spurs and water on the knee, and this and that and the other. So they sent me to physical therapy. They sent me to a surgeon, but having like pre-existing conditions, the osteoarthritis, and then being workers' comp, I probably could have used surgery, but that wasn't like an option at that time. So I wasn't able to work because even to this day, like 5 years later, I still have trouble with both knees, and I will eventually probably get them replaced. I just turned 56, so I might need to get them replaced by the time I'm 60. But it was hard for me to be able to stand up and walk around. Even sitting down and then getting back up again was kind of hard, so I couldn't go back to job.
So
So I ended up being
basically,
homeless.
you ended up being homeless because you couldn't hold a job due to your disability.
Right. And there was a couple other things. I was there was somebody that was living in a hotel. I moved in with her to help her with her mom, watch her mom at night, and then I wouldn't have to pay rent. She wouldn't have to pay me. Like a month after I moved in with her, she changed all the rules about everything. Her mom had died, so she said, okay, well, we have to pay rent now. I said, that's perfectly fine. But then she decided, well, somebody offered me to live with them, in another state for 6 months rent
Yes.
free, so I'm moving out next week. I'm like, well, I just moved out. So between not being able to go back to work and then having to move in here with her and then having to get all messed up with that, like
Yeah.
I said, it was a crazy storm of things that all came together. Without this or without
The
that, I might have
domino
been okay,
effect,
but everything, it all messed me up.
and all just the domino effects.
Yep.
The roommate
Yep.
and then not being able to go back to work, that will do it to
Right.
you. And then,
Right.
so what is your morning routine now?
My morning routine now is sometimes it kind of varies. I'm living with a friend now, and we've got like 15 cats and 3 dogs here. So I usually wake up and there's a cat in my bed. So I get kitten cats. 6 of the cats just turned 1 year old, so I got 6 1-year-old kittens. So I wake up, I get kitten snuggles. I practice gratitude and say, hey, I'm waking up in a bed. I've got a roof over my head. I've got food to eat. This and that and the other. So I practice gratitude. I write out affirmations saying, I'm lucky, I'm joyful, I'm blessed. I have friends all over the world on Facebook and probably over 20 different countries. So I go on Facebook and I private message certain people and I check in with clients and, post different things about my business online and see if I need to call somebody or talk to anybody and just, kind of get online. I watch the news a little bit in the morning. I try not to watch a whole lot of the news, but I do need to stay informed. So just, practice nice self nice self-care and stuff like that.
Yeah, nice self-care. I think we're all processing that during the times we're living in. Yeah,
Right.
nice self-care.
Right.
Yeah, the world slowed all of us down, including myself. I mean, I
Right.
was so used to going out, used to doing this, used to doing
Yeah.
that. And it's like, okay, what's going on now? Self care, turn around and do self care.
Right. Yeah, you have to take care of yourself first, so before you can take care of anybody else. You can't fill from an empty cup. So,
No.
some people drink like a certain type of drink in the morning or get a protein shake or something like that. So whatever is self-care for you, that's what you need to do. Whatever works best for you is what you need to do.
And now, if you only had to, if you had to move and only take 5 things with you, what would they be?
Well, my Nook, because I use that online most of the time. I do use my laptop for things like this, but my Nook is very small, so I can put it in my bag and stuff. I would take my backpack because it's got my fanny pack in it, which has all my ID and everything like that. Uh, I might take 1 or 2 books. I probably would take my laptop too, my book, my Nook, and my laptop, and grab some clothes. I don't need a lot of stuff.
Be simple.
Maybe some bathroom things. Yeah, I'm a minimalist, and you don't need a lot of stuff. So
Me too.
it's just junk. It's just staying there.
I'm a minimalist. I am so minimalist. It's not even funny. I mean, half the
Right.
stuff I want out of my house. And so, as long as I have a bed to sleep on, and as long as I
Right.
have a couple pieces of technology and people to physically assist me, I'm perfectly fine. I'm
Right.
perfectly fine.
Definitely. You don't need a lot of stuff.
Nope, you just need gratitude. And now, as we
Yep.
wrap this interview up, do you have any questions for me?
Yes, I wrote a few down. Actually down, I believe. What made you want to start a podcast? I know you've been doing this a while. You've had tons of podcasts. What made you want to start a podcast?
I wanted to start a podcast because I wrote a book that was 10 year that is 10 years old now, but when I wrote it, I self-published it on Amazon, and I just thought, okay, now that I hit the publishing button, oh great, how am I supposed to market the dang thing? And so I'm like,
Right.
okay, this is great. Now I'm a published author, but how am I supposed to get my story out there? So
Right.
what I landed up doing is I tried the YouTube thing. I tried the podcasting thing in a sense, but I didn't have the wherewithal to when once I started the podcast, it was something that people could actually listen to while multitasking. And originally, when I
Right.
tried to start a podcast, people could listen to it in less than it was on their laptop. I mean, you still can't. You still can't listen to Blog Talk Radio. I'm surprised they're still in existence. But I, sneaky little me, I went on Facebook and I went into a podcasting group, asked asked the question of what's the best podcasting host. They answered, and I went on my merry way. Turns out, my merry way, me going on my merry way, started this incredible journey of me doing over 13,000 episodes. So that's that. And so, yeah, that's my story, but it's been amazing. It's been absolutely amazing. The people I have met have been absolutely amazing.
What's going on? What's going on? Are you there?
Yeah,
All right. Okay, we're okay. I think we're okay now.
for some weird, for some weird reason, your internet decided to freeze, but that's okay.
Fine, we're good. We're good. So okay. So where were we? Where we're at now?
So I was saying that my story was how I wrote the book. I wrote the book, and then I started the podcast, which little old me, I didn't realize I was going to be doing over 13,000 episodes.
All right.
And so,
Are you there? Okay.
yeah,
Sometimes Zoom ends, it just acts up. I don't know. Are you there?
yep,
Can you hear me now?
I can.
Perfect. All right. Are we back?
Yep.
Good. All righty. Crazy old Zoom.
Yeah, crazy. So, do you have any more questions for me, or is that it?
I don't think I have any other questions. Do you have any other questions for me? I want to make sure that you got
How
everything you need
how
for me.
can
So
people how could people find you?
they can go on Facebook, facebook.com/Bonnie S. Hardie. Or if they want to email me, it's just bonniehardy@yahoo.com. I've got like 40 friend requests sitting in there today. I'm going through all my friend requests today to accept more friends and everything. So tell them, send me a friend request that they met me through you and they want to sign up for a free 30-minute call to go over mindset, to go over business, to go over anything, talk about anything. I can send them my link for that. So once this interview comes out and everything and I post about it and everything, I'll make sure that I have all my info on there, and I'll make sure that I give you all my calendar info
Yeah,
and email and Facebook
and
stuff so people contact
more
me.
inf- we'll have more information in the show notes as well. But I definitely appreciate you guys supporting me and supporting Bonnie, and I wish you, Bonnie, the best of luck. And your story is amazing. And so I'm happy we got this interview done and in. And I just hope that you guys enjoyed this interview as much as I did. And I appreciate everyone's support. Thanks, you guys.